It's snowing! Yay! Well, I say yay, but to be honest, I'm not that biggest fan of snow. I know some photographers are, they love it when the forecast shows snow coming in, they can't wait to get out. But I find it a bit of an inconvenience. I find there's a bit of a pressure for photographers. You know, you've got to go out, get out in the snow, get some pictures, make the most of this kind of conditions. But I find it a bit of an inconvenience. Well, I don't actually mind driving in the snow, and I always put winter tyres on my car in the winter so I can cope with the snow conditions or just cold weather, better grip for that. And I always have a set of auto socks in the car in case I get stuck in deeper snow. If you don't know what auto socks are, they're sort of an alternative to snow chains, sort of covers that go over the driving wheels, and they act like socks that you would put over your shoes and to stop you from slipping. Same sort of principle. As I say, it's more the inconvenience. Here in the UK, you get a slightest bit of snow, slightest couple of inches, and the whole place grinds to a halt. Trains don't run, the roads are blocked up, cars aren't prepared, and drivers aren't prepared for driving in the snow. So if you just want to get half an hour away from your home to a nice landscape or a good woodland, it takes you hours just to get there. So I hate that. Or if you want to go off to one of the national parks, the Yorkshire Dales or whatever, it's going to take 3 times as long to get to there, and all you need is a lorry to jackknife on the road, and you're stuck in your car for the night. So I always try to stay as local as I can, and you may have seen those lone trees that are nearby my house in some previous videos, and they're easy to get to. I can actually just walk to those rather than drive in, but I wanted to try something different rather than doing repeating shots of those. So today I've come to this local water park. It's not a water park with any log flumes or anything, not that type of water park. It's just called a water park just because there's a lake in the middle of it. So it's just a local park. And it's quite ideal for doing snow shots. But this weather system we've got at the moment is the so-called beast from the east. It's a weather system that's coming in from the east rather than the west, which we usually get, which means a lot of lower temperatures as well as the snow. But it has been kind of overrated as far as I'm concerned, especially in my area. It's covering the whole of the country, but the actual snow isn't that deep. It's quite a light flutter, and it's very soft and powdery snow, so it's not the best snow. It means it's not really clinging to the trees that much. You probably see it here, just a little bit. Again, not in my area, maybe somewhere else it's getting that nice effect of clinging to the trees, which really makes a difference to any trees you have in your shots. But the fact that there's not actually much snow means it's not that deep. Therefore, you're not really getting that isolation effect that I like to get in my pictures of snow, where the whole ground is covered in white and it isolates single trees. Here it's a bit scruffy, there's bits of the land still showing through, so it's not that blanket of snow which I like. So it's like you want enough snow to come when it does, so it covers the whole scene, rather than a sort of half-hearted effect that we seem to be getting here. But you work with what you got, I suppose. Well, it's usually at this time you'd see a drone going up and getting really dramatic shots of the landscape from above, the snow-covered landscape. So, cue drone shots. Cue drone. What? I have to do this? Oh, I thought it happened automatically. Oh, I haven't got a drone. Okay, you just have to put up with me walking off into the landscape. Okay. It's a dead end this way, actually. I ain't got my tripod either. I'm going to get my tripod. I'll see you in a minute. Well, so far I'm not having a lot of luck at this location. As you can see, there's not any snow clinging to the trees, so they're not really making a subject on their own. And I've done a full route around the park now and then ended back up where I started, just because I can't find a shot that I want. But it really is cold here today. I think it registered about -3 in the car today as I was leaving, hence why I'm wearing a hat. I never wear a hat. Don't think I suit hats, so I'll have to wear one today, so laugh as much as you want. But I've seen this shot here with this little fence. Because I can't do the trees, or they're not making subjects on their own, I'm looking for subjects to isolate, because there are some deep patches of snow here, so it's covering the ground, there's no bits of grass, muddy areas showing through, but I need a subject to isolate within that snowy area, and that's proven to be a bit more difficult. As I say, this fence here, just a very simple subject, but it is just about working. I might have to do a bit of cloning to get the white patches, because there's some footprints around where I'm shooting there, but there's a nice S shape going through there. I'm just trying to get a slightly elevated view, so I've come up onto this hill as far as I can, and I'm shooting handheld so I can get as high up as I can, higher than I could on the tripod. So I'm just shooting handheld, 400 ISO. I'm keeping to a smallish aperture, f8, to get good depth of field on this shot, because I want everything in focus, but I'm still getting a good fast shutter speed, especially because of the very bright light on the snow. So I'm just trying to frame up the shot there, do it vertical, try not to get the distracting area, those little trees in the background, bushes, and just trying to capture the S shape here, and that's not looking too bad. But it's actually really nice to get that, just because it's so simple. It's not a dramatic subject, it doesn't shout out for attention, it's just a little S shape that's been created there, probably not on purpose. I presume this is a little stepway down here, and within that isolated area with all the snow, it just makes a feature that would stand out, and it probably wouldn't stand out if it was just grass on a summer's day. So I like that I found that. Hopefully it's not the only subject I'll get here this morning, but that'll do for starters. Well, I'm really quite struggling here today. I thought I'd find some more subjects, but without that snow on the trees, there's not many subjects to do. So these group of trees here have looked really nice before when I was doing mist and the autumn colours. Without the snow hanging or clinging to them, they're looking quite ordinary, and that's the same with all these trees around here. There's no snow clinging to them, and they're not isolated enough to do a shot of them on their own. It's quite messy around here. You can see all the grasses and long bits of grass poking through, so it's not isolated completely. The wind is really ripping through here at times. It keeps swirling up the snow, throwing it up in the air. It looks quite spectacular, but I keep missing it trying to get it on camera. See it swirling? See it swirling there? So I'm going to try and head off to another location, and I'll see you there if I get there. Depends how much the roads are blocked getting down to it. Otherwise, I'll say goodbye with just that one shot from here. One shot's better than no shots. Well, I've managed to get to another location this morning, and these woods are the same woods that I shot for the second part of the Mist in the Woods video. I did 2 lots of woods, and these are the second woods I visited. The shots I did were way over the other side of the woods over there, where there was lots of mist and fog hanging around, ideal for those shots. But here it's a very different set of trees, and on that occasion it didn't work in this area, but today with a layer of snow on the ground it's looking fantastic. These trees, I don't know what type of trees they are, but they've got a thicker branch down here, so it's quite thick and dense, and on a day where there's no snow it's actually quite eerie looking because it's very dark down here. Even on a sunny day you just get patches of light coming through. So on today where you got the layer of snow giving a bit more light, it's looking quite magical actually. Just a little bit of snow hanging on the branches, but there's a lovely layer of trees all the way down back to the car park, and that's what I'm trying to capture here. So I've got a telephoto lens, trying to zoom in. There are bits of foliage and branches on the ground which I'm trying to eliminate by zooming in and concentrating some of the stronger looking trees, and that's my shot. It's a really nice area down here. So a very different type of shot that I was doing earlier at the water park, where I was going for a very simple kind of minimalist type of shot. That's easy for me to say on a cold day like this. Here it's a very different shot. It's a thick wood with just a layer of snow, giving that very magical, almost Narnia type image. Well, that's me done then. So I'm off to the shops to stock up on bread and milk, because that's what we do in the UK when there's 2 inches of snow.